If you're on Twitter, then you know that it has changed a lot in the last few months. A lot of the stuff that used to work doesn't work anymore. So I analyzed all of my content in the last month to kind of spot the patterns of what is actually working today. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 8 exact posts that are working today so that you can copy them and start growing on Twitter again. The first and biggest update is that articles are currently doing extremely well. Before this year, articles were basically useless. But the X team has decided that they want long form content to be a bigger part of it because it wants to become the everything platform. So that's why articles started doing way better. And in my personal experience, there are two types of articles that do much better right now. The first one is a growth article. So this is an article with a broad appeal that's interesting to a lot of people. So this is an example of that. And the second one is an authority article. And an authority article is basically an article that you write to build up your credibility and to help people with a certain skill or a certain topic because people follow you to achieve a certain outcome. And authority content is stuff that makes them convinced that you can actually help them with this outcome. So in my case, an example for this is writing hooks because I help people with writing to grow their audience and business. But if you're in the fitness niche, then this could be something related to your training program. If you're in the dating niche, it could be something related to approaching girls. It just needs to be something that builds up your credibility and that increases trust. And as you can see, out of the 500 tweets or so that I posted in the last month, 5 of the best 11 were articles. So it's very much worth it to start posting articles. They won't keep doing well forever because 2 years ago, X also introduced long forms and long forms got a massive boost at the start, but then it slowly went down again and threads became more popular again. So definitely take advantage of it while it's there. Because right now, articles can do extremely well if you write a good one. The next one is a perspective post. This is basically a post where you kind of give people perspective on something. So a lot of people want to become millionaires because Instagram constantly shows them highlight reels of people who make a lot of money. So in this case, I tell people that the average millionaire is actually a lot older than what they see online. So I kind of help them to reset their perspective here. And that's why this one did really well. Next is the contrast post. This is something that you've heard me talk about a lot already, but it just keeps doing well. And it's basically where you show the contrast with two sentences. So in this case, the 80-20 rule. So 80% of success is this, and 20% of it is this. And the other one is don't sell this, but sell this. And these can become a little bit generic if you overuse them, but if you give a good insight and if it's a novel perspective, then they can still do very well. So don't overuse them, but definitely use them. The next one is personal posts. AI is currently becoming a lot more popular, and because of that, there's a lot more AI content. And the solution to this is creating content that AI can't create, or at least that AI can't replicate, because it's personal, because it's a story, because it's something that's unique to you. Other people can't copy it because it's not their experience. And in this case, that's what I did here. I say I quit X after 3 months because I only hit this amount of followers. This mistake cost me 6 months of progress. I might have been at 100k followers if I didn't quit. So don't be like me, trust the process. This is unique to me because I give a personal experience, then I share the mistake that I made, and then I give them a lesson. And posts like this can do really well in the age of AI. Because it might not seem like it did very well when we look at the likes, but when we look at the profile visits, it tells us a different story. So you can see that it got over 1k profile clicks, and this is a lot. And my profile conversion rate is 14%. So this means that 14% of those 1k people became followers. So this means that this post probably got me 140 followers or something. It's an average, but that's basically a good indication. And as you can see, while it didn't get the most views, so that's what you can see here, it did get the most profile clicks in the entire month out of all of my posts. I had multiple articles that did way better than this post, but this post is the one that got the most profile clicks, and the profile clicks lead to the followers. So this just shows us the importance of posting personal content, because people still want to connect to others, and especially in the age of AI, this type of content will become more important. And if you want to learn how to create content like this and how to grow your audience and your business on Twitter, check out the 2 top links in the description. And if you're a busy business owner who wants my help to gain over 50k followers and 100 million organic views on Twitter, send me a DM on Twitter and we'll see if we're a good fit. The next post is an educational list. Like we already talked about, people follow you because they want to achieve a certain outcome. So it goes without saying that you need to help people in your content to achieve this outcome. And one good way to do this is with educational lists. So this can be short lists like the one you see here that explain something that people need to do in order to achieve the outcome that you help with. And as you can see, this one also got a lot of profile clicks. because people follow you out of self interest. So if you educate them on how they can achieve their goals, then they will be much more likely to click on your profile and follow you. The next post is results. So here you can simply show to people the results that you achieved that the people in your audience also want to achieve. In my case, I showed an update of how X increased the creator payouts. And this motivates people because they also want to get higher creator payouts. And again, this post didn't get a lot of likes, so it may seem from the outside as if it didn't do well. But when we look at the profile visits, we'll see that it actually did very well. Then we have journey content. This is basically content where you showed how you went through the journey that people want to make as well. In my case, people want to go from $0 or 0 followers to a big personal brand that makes a lot of money. And I used to be at that same spot as well, where I didn't make any money and where I didn't know what to do. So here I basically give a quick overview in this post on how I went from that to where I am right now. And I also show how I completely crashed after I got to the goal that I wanted to achieve and that the people in my audience also want to achieve. So I show that it isn't just a straight line up, but that I actually went up, then went completely down again, and then went up again. And it's important to do this because if you only share the ups, then people don't really relate to that because almost everyone has a lot of downs on their journey. So don't be afraid to share your failures. It's a part of the journey. And then with the logical chains. So this is where you show how certain topics are connected. In this case, I say to make money, you need to create value. To create value, you need to solve problems. To solve problems, you need to build skills. So the idea here is that you need to build skills to make money and then show how these things are connected to each other. So it's a logical chain. So this is the content that's currently working, but sadly, content alone isn't enough to grow on Twitter, especially at the start. You also need comments and you need an engagement strategy, and you need to do it in a very specific way because otherwise you won't be able to grow. So check out this video next. It explains the entire engagement system that you need to escape beginner hell and to start growing fast on Twitter, no matter how big you are right now.